Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I've been looking forward to standing and speaking on some topics that New Zealand First are very strong on and are very committed to: fairness, safety, democracy, equality, and also, Mr. Speaker, freedom. Now, we have listened to the people and we are delivering. Now, let me first start on fairness and safety. Now, we have had many people come to us with concerns about fairness and safety in women's sports. Women's groups, mothers, families, they have been distressed. And for a very long time now, we have listened to them. So that is why the Right Honourable Winston Peters, in our coalition agreement, he secured that publicly funded sporting bodies support fair competition that is not compromised by rules relating to gender. And at the end of last year, the Minister of Sports approached the Sport New Zealand and asked that guidelines be reviewed and updated. Now, we see that this is something that we are delivering on. Now, another topic that we are very committed to, and that is of democracy and people's right to decide. Now, there are two areas that we have done work on. One of them is Maori wards, and the other one is the fluoridation of our water. As per our coalition agreement, last year legislation was placed, and I quote, to restore the right to local referendum on the establishment of ongoing use of Maori wards. Promise delivered, along with our coalition partners. And only last week, the Right Honourable Winston Peters met with a group of concerned people about the fluoridation of water. Over 20,000 people signed this petition, and we gladly accepted it because we believe in the right of people to have their say and to not be shut down. And also last week, New Zealand First submitted a members' bill. And this members' bill will reinstate the fundamental right of communities to determine through democracy whether or not their water is fluoridated. Now, New Zealand First will always remain firm on protecting our democracy and our freedom. So let me now talk about freedom. And when I talk about freedom, I think of phase 2 of the COVID inquiry. Now, the reason we have a phase 2 is because many people did not feel that they had the right to be heard. They felt gaslit, they felt shut down, and they were. And many feel that they still are. So the New Zealand First people, we all listen to everyone who have come to us for many months now and expressed their concerns, which is why back in July 2023, Mr. Peters, once again, a very busy leader, he committed in Whangarei that we would have this second COVID inquiry. He also committed that we would have a wider terms of reference, which is what the people wanted. And this was secured in the coalition agreement with our partners beside me here. Now, in the phase 2, we will be looking at things that people did not have a right or the freedom to speak up on: vaccine safety and efficacy, the mandates, the lockdowns in Auckland. We were all locked down for many months. So all of these things will be discussed, and people who are feeling still that they are unheard will have the opportunity to share the trauma. Many have shared with me. I still continue to speak with many who are vaccine injured, and they share the trauma that they feel. They are too scared to actually sometimes write down on paper what it is that they are still suffering from. And it is important that we listen. Someone has to listen, and New Zealand First will continue to listen and be a voice for those who feel that they do not have a voice. Now, there's another area, Mr. Speaker, that New Zealand First have been listening to parents, concerned parents and concerned groups about what is being taught in schools. We were shocked to hear some of the things that parents were going through, and no one would listen. So we had to listen. That is what a democracy is all about. We need to listen to all New Zealanders. Everyone has equal rights to be heard. And that is why in the coalition agreement we secured to refocus the curriculum on academic achievement and not ideology, including the removal and replacement of gender, sexuality and relationship-based education guidelines. This, Mr. Speaker, is another promise that we are delivering on. All people need to be heard. And also, Mr. Speaker, I just want to say that we will always listen to all New Zealanders. Common sense will prevail. Democracy, freedom, safety and equality. This is what we will always stand for. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.